why I love Charles and Rose.
Simon, I think you're so handsome.
Rosie, you are a little minx, aren't you?
Thank you, Simon.
They're hysterical. I don't think they're trying to be hysterical.
Viva Las Vegas!
TGIF. That is the extent of my knowledge of the alphabet, and that's all that matters here. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Hey, everybody. Good morning, beautiful people. How are you? It is Friday. I say that, but yeah, I do ordinarily really look forward to Fridays. I don't know about you. I love everybody. I want to welcome a newbie all the way from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Hello, Agnes Overman Torres. Are you by chance related to Danny Torres, who was a guest on this show this week? If so, oh, hola. Wendy Meyer, and I saw the names going by. If I don't get to mention all of these, because we got a lot of ground to cover today, and I don't want to lose one moment of this. I'm Loren Michaels Harris, and welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I had to get up at like 4 o'clock this morning. I have 3 female family members. One is my sister, who will be arriving this early afternoon today. But of course, they're all black, so that means they said 1 o'clock. That means they're probably going to be here around 9 tonight. I'm just saying, it's a real thing. CP time, colored people time. It's real. But they're coming, and help me out here. I'm contemplating on putting a sign on the front yard that says, "Welcome, Witches of Eastwick." I'm just saying. But I do have I love to play with them, like, because they all have great senses of humor. But I am going to have them line up on the front porch before they come in. We're going to have, Brian and I are going to have our gloves on, our masks on. And look at this handy mask that I have, which is brand new to my wardrobe. Project Sebastian sent me this. Let me see. I want to spread it out so you can see the name. And they're in the house today. So I'm going to have this on when my family gets here. And we're going to do everything. We're going to squirt sanitizer in their hands. And we're going to take their temperatures all outside before they come in. Just sending a message. That's what I'm saying. Stay safe. So anyway, big weekend ahead for us with family. What's going on in your neck of the woods, right? Did you guys see what I posted last night? Dinner, chicken breast. Why is it that all the good for you stuff, I can never finish it now? Had that been a rib or some fried chicken or something, I would have got it all of it. I left half the chicken breast. I ate all the vegetables. I ate the potatoes, and it's like, I don't know. I got a trick. I need some tricks. How you trick kids into eating what's good for them? How do you trick an adult into eating what's good for them, especially when you're the adult. Think about that and get with me. So today's guest, let me tell you, I'm going to show you a little clip from Dr. Oz, because a lot of people, if they don't hear something from a television doctor's mouth, they don't believe it. But I do love Dr. Oz. I've had several people on the show that have been on that show. And everyone speaks very highly of him. So our guest today, which is the father of Sebastian from Project Sebastian, Christopher Bologna, is going to fill us in on all things Batten disease. That is, it is. Let me tell you what it is. Uh, it's a common name for a broad class of rare fatal inherited disorders of the nervous system. Are you ready? I'm going to give this one a shot. Also known as, I practice too, neuronal steroid lipofuscinosis, or NCLs. Shake your head in the green room, Christopher. Did I almost hit it? Just shake your head. We can't hear you. Thumbs up. Yeah, I think I did okay. And what is it? It's oh boy, this is even hard to read. Okay. In these diseases, a defect in a specific gene triggers a cascade of problems that interferes with the cell's ability. A cascade. Okay, that's like a big old waterfall. Um, to recycle certain molecules. The disease has several forms that share some of the same features and symptoms, but vary in severity and age when symptoms first begin to appear. Each form is caused by a mutation in a different gene. Although Batten disease originally referred specifically to the juvenile onset from the NCL, the term Batten disease is increasingly used to describe all forms of NCL. We're going to get into that today because Christopher has a son, Sebastian, who is suffering from this ailment, and we're helping raise awareness. I also have a Facebook page, a little fundraiser just for trying to reach $500, and I'm counting on you guys. We'll talk about it more within the show, but I want you to get over to my page and donate. We've started. We're almost at 100, so we need to get 400 in the next week. No rush. I'll wait till your check comes in. I'll go ahead. Okay. So let's take a look at what Dr. Drew has to say, shall we? I think. Wait a minute. I don't know. I wonder. Wait a minute, you guys. I'm trying to think. How do I do this? Okay, that's how I do it because I want to make sure you guys can hear it. Right. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. And Dr. Drew, are you here? There you are. What you got?
Hey, Dr. Drew here on behalf of the Fight to Cure Batten disease. Of course, Batten is a progressive neurological disorder that usually ends, unfortunately, fatally in teens and 20s. It's progressive neurological deterioration of the central nervous system associated with dizziness, clumsiness, seizures, cognitive deficits. Very few treatments and no cures. And we need your support. Time is of the essence. The disease is often misdiagnosed and can be treated sometimes as something else, wasting months or even years before people finally come in and get the help they need. So please share this video with everyone and submit your own. Let's come together to save children's lives. Go to projectsebastian.org to learn more about Sebastian and Batten disease and hit the donate button, and anything at all will make a difference.
You sure will. Oh, see? Now do you believe me? Okay, good. And the bell, you know what that is, right? That bell is new to season 4, but it means that when something is up on the screen, comes out of anybody's mouth, it can be yours in the form of a comment on the screen. When it's something I feel you need, I don't care if your hands are full, put something down to pick this up. Pick up this information, share it with other people. When you hear the bell ring, that means it's going on up in here. Get on the phone, call somebody, share this out. Hit whatever you need to hit some emojis on the screen to support us and the guests, but mainly start a watch party. Let people know this is about raising awareness. One day you're going to wish people had done something like this, something that you care about. And the manner in which it comes to you is the manner in which you put it out to others. I know this to be true. So I know that our guest is here because he was signing autographs and kissing babies out front this morning. Woke me up at 4 a.m. He flew all the way in from Los Angeles. I think it's California. Let's just leave it there. And Christopher, somebody get him in here.
Oh,
What the hell?
hi, Loren.
I'm kidding. I'm just telling y'all, this is a serious subject, but this guy's silly. So we're going to have fun while we dance our way around some very serious topics. How are you today? Good morning, sir, and thank you. I always feel so bad for my West Coast guests because Europe is still dark outside there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just after 6 a.m.
Right.
In the morning. How
Yes,
are you?
I'm really great. It's Fun Friday here in the Valona household, and that means it's just silliness today, especially this day. This is one of Sebastian's favorite days, Fun Friday.
Really?
And, oh yeah. But before we go any further, thank you, Loren, for inviting me on the show. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate those sentiments in the beginning, and it's very true. To have somebody reach out to you to help you spread awareness is amazing. So I'm extremely blessed. Thank you, Loren. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what we love to do here on Bathrobe Moments. And all it took for me was just peeking in. I just was like, what's this? Parted the curtain a little bit, was looking in, and fell in love with Sebastian in probably less than a second. So okay, you can't, some things seriously though, Chris, that's the wonderful thing about the truth. You know when something is brought to you because it's on its way through you. And that's what it is. And I take that responsibility and that honor very seriously. And I know that my followers do too. So we're going to have a great show here today.
Thank you.
Why don't we showed the clip from Dr. Drew. I tried to read a little bit about Batten disease, but could you please tell us how it found its way into your world, and what did you think when it first started peeking in? We heard that oftentimes it's misdiagnosed, which loses valuable time. What was your experience, Bastion?
Sure. Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Drew. He's a good personal family friend. Actually, my doctor still. I went to him when I was a young teenage boy thinking I knew everything, and he set me straight. So that's a great clip that he was there to support us. That was during this year's June Batten Disease Awareness Week for the state of California, which we'll get to in a minute.
See, that is so obvious. That's so weird because I'm still friends with my family doctor, who I went to when I was a young boy, 15, but he set me gay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Get it? You see, he set you straight. I'm kidding. I made that up. I don't even have a family doctor at that. I didn't at that age.
It's really early. Hold on.
I know it. Now that's your dad. Tell everybody, hi, welcome to the show. That's
oh
your
yeah,
dad.
no, this is the Chuck, and this is Chuck. So I know it's hard to see with the glare, but that's my dad.
That's your dad.
And my friend Jessica made that mug for me, and he passed away.
Now he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away to the COVID in late April this year.
No.
Yeah. So
to the COVID?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a good dude. One of my best friends actually. So
obviously, Christopher, you're not one of those people who considers COVID-19 a hoax.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Now.
No. I look, as anything progresses, as we all are very rational. This is a new disease, and it's a virus that's here, and we're going to have to figure out a ways to get along with it. And unfortunately, there's going to be some people that are going to get it and die, and there's going to be some people that get it and survive. So it's very real to me. I have friends who have survived, and as young as 13, who've gotten it twice.
Right. We have a family member who's had it twice.
So it's there. It's really there. I mean, do I like being locked in and the government shutting down everything? No, but we just we got to do what we got to do. I mean, so So Chuck was one of those people that succumbed to his pre-existing conditions, if you will. It wasn't that he was perfectly healthy. He was 80 years old and had some other stuff going on. So it's very true that the systematic belief is that if you have underlying conditions, it will just ravish the body, which it did. But my mother, cancer survivor, she got it first. She survived. So, and was also taking all of that medicine that people say don't take, which is the hydroxychloroquine and the zinc and stuff like that. So,
we're sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And Agnes, we both have on the same shirts.
Ready? Oh yeah.
Wait. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for this. I got this.
Yeah.
I got my warrior bracelets, Project
Awesome.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
And I also have, and you can never have too many of these.
Oh no. That's the way it's going to be for a while.
See?
Thank you.
Station.
I appreciate the kudos, man. Nice swag.
Absolutely. I will be wearing this all weekend. You know, I'll be laundering it, of course, but I will be wearing it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. Here it is. Thank you. Thank you. I am wearing this shirt every day on this show until we reach our $500 goal.
Sweet.
So that's how we're going to do that.
I love
I'm
that.
taking this shirt off until we reach our $500 goal. On my Facebook page, Loren Harris, you guys can go there and you can start donating. I'll share the link before the end of the show. So take us into the story. Start it up. How old? Tell us about Sebastian prior to diagnosis. Let's talk about that, because.
Well, yeah. So prior to diagnosis, just a normal, healthy kid. Was meeting all his milestones. You know, playing sports like the rest of us. You know, walking, talking, eating, jumping, being a sassy little 2-year-old, of course. Just everything was great. And around the age of 5, we were on a family trip to Hawaii, and he had his first seizure, and spent about 4 hours in Maui General, which is just a very long day because there's only one hospital there. And well, at the time there was only one, and it just was like, it's a febrile seizure. You know, he had, not enough food. His body temperature was rising. He was excited. He didn't sleep. Just all the precursors to tell us about what a seizure would be caused by. So it was like, okay, we went home and had a second one. Went to a neurologist out here in Pasadena. He said it's not a big deal. If he has a third one, let me know. So, of course, his parents were freaking out, because we don't know what to do. And he has a third one and a fourth one. And so, the guy says, yeah, he's got epilepsy. It's at around age 5. And like, how does that happen? Why is it happening? And so you're scrambling and freaking out as a parent. And we also have a younger son who we're trying to maintain, and kind of like he's scared too. So it's like, what do you do? So we go to a neurologist at UCLA, and he was diagnosed then just with having typical epilepsy. And we thought that was it until things just kept getting worse. So we noticed a lot of balance issues. We noticed a lot of eyesight problems and speech impediments. And
he's 2.
What's that?
He's 2 at this time.
No, he's 5 at this time.
5, okay.
He
started at 2, but got drug out until he was okay.
No, I know. I would have to say that the symptoms were more prevalent after the seizure around age 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So you go through these things, and it's like, why is he not connecting with the baseball? Why is he tripping over himself? Why is he slurring a lot? Why is he bumping into things? So you do what you do. You take him to all these different specialists, and they just, well, maybe eyeglasses will fix him, and then that doesn't work, and then, well, maybe he'll grow out of it. So it's like, we finally got the neurologist to give us what they call as a genetic marker testing. So, and then finally, years after that, he was finally properly diagnosed with Batten disease, CLN8. And by the way, well done on pronouncing that. It's easily butchered because I can't do it. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, it's a hard word.
That's from years in radio. I mean, I had to get up like 2 days in advance sometimes for certain words or names of countries, because if you get it wrong, it's like, oh, here's your pink slip.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of the Batten community, we just say it really fast, like neuronal steroid lipofuscinosis. I'm like, what? So it's a neuronal steroid lipofuscinosis. I don't know, but they said the NCLs. So
that's the best way to put it.
Yeah,
right.
And so after that, we were our lives were reeling into this desperation and loss, and oh my God, the world is ending, and of course. That took a toll on the marriage, and subsequently we were divorcing while we were dealing with this child. And looking back at it, you think that you're doing the best you can to maintain a relationship, and sometimes things just get in the way. And I'm not blaming my children, but it's hard enough to have a relationship and then have a special needs child and then have a child who's dying within that relationship. You have 2 different viewpoints, and either you come together or you pull apart. And unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough to stay. So we pulled apart, and we decided to do our own things with the children in the sense of raising awareness and to living our lives separately.
So are you guys friends? You and your ex-wife?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
It's a typical divorce. You come together for the children, and that's about it.
I find it interesting. My husband's a therapist, and he talks with every now and then he'll get a couple that's lost a child or something, a young child, and 9 out of 10 times he says the marriage just doesn't continue because um people need to grieve or whatever in their own way. It's just so hard, and seeing each other without that person the way they were is very difficult. Um,
Yep.
entire Your entire world changes. So I'm so sorry about that. But I feel like Sebastian, if you guys want, well, where's Sebastian? Sebastian's with his mom today. And so
Yeah.
I still wanted to introduce you to you guys. So I have this, I'm going to show the promo in case you missed it. So you can take a good look at who we're talking about today. And you're going to see Sebastian in here. You're going to see some of his friends. You're going to see his little brother. And most of all, you're going to see Sebastian and not NCL8. Look for that. Okay, here we go. Something. I see Sebastian in there, and you guys do a lot of advocacy work together. How has that affected your relationship, and how does um did you ask him to be a part of all that? Did he want to be a part of all that? How did that? I think it's a wonderful thing, but tell us about how that all came to be.
Yeah. So first of all, that's an awesome little clip you put together, Lauren. That's pretty
No.
badass. It's badass.
Hey,
I
it's all
like
the
it.
stuff you gave me.
No, I'm just telling you, man. I mean, I can give you all the stuff in the world. I don't know how to do any of that. So thank you for putting that together.
Oh,
we
you're
should talk
welcome.
about we should talk about doing a video. That's awesome.
I would love to.
Yeah. So
I'll donate it to you.
appreciate it. I don't hide anything from Sebastian. I tell him the truth. I
Mhm.
tell him that you have a rare genetic disease and you're dying. But then I also tell him, I said, but we're all dying. You're just you're in a position to where you may die faster. And so we have to together fight back. And the more that we fight together, the more opportunities we have to either save your life or to live a longer life. So I do not coddle him. I teach him like any other child. I keep it as normal as possible.
Mhm.
And he loves, Lauren, he loves the advocacy. He likes being with me and his mom, and he likes being on these type of shows, and he likes doing all the work. I mean, he's a ham. he's
A kid after my own heart.
yeah. I mean, he's famous for the double bicep pose. I mean, he's anywhere he's always
Yes.
doing this. So maybe that's an homage to dad because we're always in the gym, we're always training, and I just tell him, I said, you got to train for life. You got to train for life. You never know what life's coming, so we got to keep strong. And God, he's just such an inspiration. It's
I would think, Chris, it's pretty bitter. It can be bittersweet, because you have put together a support group of other families and parents and children, all battling this same horrible disease. Because it's not just the kids; it's the family members as well, the siblings, everybody.
it takes a
right?
toll. Yeah, it takes a toll on everybody involved in a Batten disease family. That child pretty much rules that household for schedules, attention, and everything just to save the life. And so either the siblings and the other family members get on board that they're not going to be the center of attention anymore, but they will have to be part of the attention at this point. And a lot of these siblings, and I've had a couple of them on my own podcast just to interview them, where they simply say, I hated it. I hated the lack of attention, but I realized that my brother and my sister's lives were very important to me. So they got on board with the advocacy, and they actually became amazing partners within this family to build this strength unit that was shattered by this disease. And families in this rare disease, I'm learning that we're all coming together and we're all supporting each other. And so today, I'm changing. I changed out my wristband for Carter's challenge today.
Okay.
One of my friends, Jennifer Sankar's child. So we support each other. All these rare disease communities, we come together, and I'm finding that together we're so strong, and we're so interested in helping each other raise awareness. So it's very important to share information and share the love and share the empathy and understand that hey, it's a really challenging thing to have a well, let's face it, a child that's dying.
Okay, on that point right there, let's take a quick break for a second. I'd
Yeah.
like to challenge all of you watching and those on the replay to share this out right now to at least one person. You may not think it's true and you might think it's cliche, but we all have an innate desire to be a part of something greater than ourselves. That doesn't always mean, you have to get out and march or whatever it is. That's just one example. And right now, if you share this broadcast out with one person, you could be putting some information inside the hands of someone that could save precious years in a child that could have Batten disease or another fatal disease, and we not even know yet. So don't
Truly.
underestimate your own power and share
Truly.
this out right now. Now, I want to ask you something. I'm looking at the information that you sent me, and you told us earlier at the top of the hour that Sebastian suffers from CLN8, which is the diseases with epilepsy with progressive mental retardation, EPMR. And there's also CLN8 late variant onset. There's all these different ones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
Sure.
how many, what I don't see here is, do we have any idea how many kids are affected by Batson's disease in the United States and worldwide?
That's a great question, and the numbers they're just, it's hard to really pinpoint how many actual cases there are.
Okay.
As because nobody really knows how and when you have it. It just happens, and there's like no information and no support groups in other parts of the world. But if you go to the NIH Batten disease fact sheet, you will find that you have a basic causality and a type of number, and numbers are increasing all the time as awareness becomes more apparent. But I would have to say that there are probably close to 500 families plus in the North America, maybe even more. I really don't have that number, honestly.
How many are you in connection with?
Oh, on Facebook?
Just in general. I mean, how many families
Oh.
do you actually deal with, talk with, share with that
Oh,
are
I
dealing with
talk
this?
I talk to families every day, probably, at least 5 a day, every day.
And
I have,
how do they find you, or how do you find them? Through your Facebook page?
yeah.
Or this, Project Sebastian? This?
Yes.
You know?
But it's exactly right. So when Sebastian was properly diagnosed in 2016, we didn't know what to do, and my ex-wife and I were freaking out. And so you just comb the internet. You just type in Batten disease, and then you just try to connect with these organizations and these families. And this is, I had said I was going to cure epilepsy back in 2012. And I created Project Sebastian with that. But then after having the proper diagnosis of Batten disease, CNL8, I just pivoted and made my mission different and said, we're going to kill Batten disease because, now that we know that the symptom is epilepsy, so let's just attack all of it. So now we're going to cure Batten disease. And so you reach out to these foundations, and I was able to get a hold of a family, the Gwyneth and Charlotte Batten disease. Sorry, it's challenging sometimes to speak. So Kristen and Gordon were in this fight of their lives for their children who have CNL6, and what happens?
Children, they have more than one.
Yeah. So
Wow.
there's a lot of families that have multiple children, and we have families that have lost multiple children within their own family to this disease. So
Wow.
when you're looking around to find stuff, and you're looking to do anything to find stuff, you go to Google, right? And all you just do is you punch in Batten disease, and what you find is that the NIH is first, and then you have all these other, either WebMD and then you have all these foundations. So you just click on one of them and you call them and you say, hey, I need help. And everyone in this community has always said yes. And I had lunch with this family and I didn't know who they were. And they were able to help us get to a path of what they had done. So
Mhm.
their children were suffering from CNL6. Now, mind you, there's 14 recorded variants of this disease, which means that you need 14 different cures. And the question is always why? And it's, look, it's genetically inherent. So what works for 1 won't work for 6, won't work for 10. So you have to have 14 separate cures. Now,
Wow.
during the process of the treatments, you can share information, and what some of these processes, they will work to find a commonality to get treatment, but each one of them needs at this time its own separate cure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So
do we have a cure for any of them, or are we getting close with any of them? What's the status?
So we are no closer to a cure. We have treatments that are working. Currently, gene therapy, replacement therapy is one that is, with the Grays, CNL6, they have noticed that because of the gene therapy replacement, it has stopped the progression of the disease. But we do not have a way to replace what the body has lost. So when it attacks the brain, and how do we get loss? How do we replace the loss of the brain tissue? How do we replace the loss of the physicality? That's the thing. The great thing about it, Loren, is that it stops the progression. Another treatment is called enzyme replacement therapy, where the children get a port into the top of the brain, and it delivers the essential enzymes that the body doesn't produce, for the body to remove all of the trash, if you will, from the brain. So these are the parts of the body that are not produced, that companies like Loren are supplying this life-saving type of treatment, but not a cure, to prolong the lives of the kids so that we can get to a cure. And that's been going on in the UK for a while now. And I talk to those families on a daily basis too. True fighters they are.
Now, earlier, you all heard me speak about the innate desire and need within all of us to be a part of something greater than ourselves. When we return from our short break, we're going to talk with Christopher Bologna, founder of Project Sebastian and father of the real double bicep pose, Sebastian. We're going to talk with him about the difference between just sitting down and getting up and taking a bite out of something. When we come back, we're going to talk about how difficult or easy it was for him to find his way to people in Congress and in positions of power to help bring awareness and funding to this, because it takes money. We're also going to talk about, this isn't just a number. This isn't just an arbitrary blank thing that you can just compartmentalize. These are children. As a matter of fact, they're dying every day. And Chris is going to tell us about one who just passed away yesterday. We'll be right back.
When I saw you, I would lose control. Made me feel like there was no tomorrow. Should've told you that you're beautiful, but the days pass and now it's so long ago. Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.
of Charles and Rose.
Simon, I think you're so handsome.
Rosie, you are a little minx, aren't you?
Thank you, Simon.
They're hysterical. I don't think they're trying to be hysterical.
Viva Las Vegas!
Welcome back. I'm going to get Chris back in here. He's outside. I don't know, signing autographs and kissing babies still. Just wanted to say something before I get Chris back in here. My guest today from Project Sebastian about the clips that you saw. One, yep, Rose and Charlie Hill will be on Bathrobe Moments After Dark this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central. They were on America's Got Talent, but Rose is also a makeup artist to the stars and has been for 30-some years. So we have a lot to talk about with them this coming Wednesday night on Bathrobe Moments After Dark. And also, you see the promo for Project Slave Free, the Slave Free Project in Salt Lake City. I will be going there representing my brand and also the Network E360 TV next Saturday on a peaceful, and to be a part of a peaceful protest march to eradicate and also bring awareness, but then hopefully to eradicate one day, you know what it is, trafficking. It's so hard to say, but it's a real thing. Just like Addison disease, which we're talking about today with Chris Vallona. Chris, welcome back to the show. And I'd like you, can you tell us about what's it like, Chris? You do all this work, this advocacy work. Your son's involved, your wife, your ex-wife's involved, your other son's involved, and you meet these people, you fall in love, you become great friends. The kids get to know each other, and then someone passes away, just like yesterday. You said there was a 5-year-old. How do you ever get used to that, or is that impossible?
I don't get used to it. I know the struggles. I watch them on Facebook and other platforms, and because I am connected through social media like the rest of the world, we always check in with each other, whether it's a like or a quick little, hey, love you, or sending prayers.
Sure.
That means the world. That means the world to a lot of us, because it's hard to keep connecting when you're in this fight because you're just so destroyed mentally and physically. And I cringe. Honestly, I hate it. I scroll through the Facebook and I see another child losing their life to this disease, and it's hard.
Yeah. I don't see any other way than that to explain it, and that doesn't even come close. Chris, that there are some words that have not been invented yet. So when we can't find the words to express something, it means that there's still a long, long ways to go for whatever reason. And finding this cure, somebody has to take the first bite, right? Chris, do you have any idea when did we as a society become aware of Batten disease? How old is this disease? The knowledge of it, the awareness of it.
From my own research, I believe it was Dr. Batten that found this disease, I think in either the late 70s or the 80s, but I can't be sure.
So it's new.
Don't fact check me.
Okay.
But
the point is, it's not something that's been around for decades and decades and decades. It's actually pretty new.
It's been around for a couple decades, but I don't think anybody's been really pressed to do anything about it because it was so rare. And there wasn't many people that actually had it. And back in the 60s and 70s, the focus was, curing cancers and other types of diseases and stuff like that. So this has been pretty prevalent in the last probably 10 years. I think we have more and more people coming forward with the actual diagnosis. And there's a lot of great work being done. There's been a lot of fast tracking being done. I was just on the phone with the FDA, and they unanimously greenlit all future projects for gene therapy replacement in multiple diseases. So that's huge to our community, which gives the opportunity for people in a variety of diseases, not just Batten disease, to potentially have these clinical trials start,
Yeah.
which obviously costs millions and millions of dollars. So,
Can I ask you something before we take a look at this other clip?
sure.
You have a second son. How old is he in comparison to Sebastian?
It's Gage. Gage is 15. He's 2 years younger, and man, what a kid! I'm super proud of him too.
Did you guys ever worry about him?
You do, and there are testings that you can get for siblings, but um, Sebastian is completely different than Gage in the fact that Gage has no symptoms and is now 15. It doesn't mean it can or can't happen. I think that
Are you saying
Terry,
it's still possible?
I don't know, and I don't think it's really known. I mean, Terry and I, my ex-wife, we never really did it. The first testing was tens of thousands of dollars that was not covered under insurance, and nobody would take that, but you had to do it. But you had to, it was a huge scope of every marker in the genetic testing field to find what was wrong, which cost tens and tens of thousands of dollars. And so now I have the genetic marker, and what I do know is that 50% to 75% is the chance if you have these two types of carriers, which is the parents, and you have over 50% chance that your first child will get it or not, and then you have almost 50% for the second, maybe 25% to 50. They really don't know. But Gage, thank God. Where's my wood? Shit.
Knock on it. Right.
Doesn't have any of the symptoms. So I never tested it. And I think, it's fear. I'm feared. I have fear. I don't want to know. And I know it sounds crazy because I've gone through it with Sebastian. I don't know if I can go through it with Gage too at the same time, but maybe I will get around to it and get him tested as well.
I get it. Definitely. So let me ask you a crazy question, if you will. When, in the research, I read that how does this happen? It said something about both parents carry the gene.
Yep.
So when you and your ex-wife Cherry, were first battling or whatever, you grieve. Everybody grieves a different way, and there's always that pointing and blaming.
Yep.
How did it make you feel thinking, wow, what are the odds that she carried it, I carried it, and together this is what happened? How do you deal with that? And are there support groups for the parents because of the responsibility they feel? I can't imagine.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, in any relationship, you have that period of time where if things get sideways, you attack each other. Sure, that happened. It happened in my life, in my marriage, and it's I'm not proud of it.
Right, I get it.
But when you get so frustrated, you get so angry, and you attack the ones that you love, and I can tell you right now, I still love my ex-wife. She's the mother of my children, and she's in the fight too, so I have that empathy for her as not only as a mother, but my ex-wife. She's happily remarried and has another child. Thank God her daughter doesn't have it. I'm just again, her new husband, not a carrier. So the systematic approach is to be tested before you have children, but a lot of people don't do that because it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. And why would you? Right now we're testing for Down syndrome right now. That's the big test. I mean, we need to have more testing so that we can be prepared for what is to come.
Now, what about your siblings? Do you have siblings, and does your ex-wife Terry have siblings?
I have 3 brothers and sisters.
Yes. and did they feel that they needed to test themselves and their kids when this happened in your family, or no?
No, because their children were all in the teenage years and young adults, so they never had any of the symptoms. So there's this great chart that is available to anybody online, where they basically says you have the carrier father and the carrier mother. And so if you have 4 children, let's say, you have 25% affected, and then you have the ability to have one of those children be a carrier at 50%, and another child have carrier at 50%, and then a 25% chance of anybody not being affected.
Okay.
So I have met other people in this community that I live in that are actually Batten disease carriers, but are fine.
Are fine. Okay.
Yeah. So you can carry this disease. So if you meet another carrier, yeah, you have that potential to actually start this disease with another human life. And that's the thing that we're trying to eradicate.
There you go. And one of the ways that Christopher and his supporters and other people in the same fight for various reasons are doing to get to that point, hopefully one day, maybe hopefully within our lifetime, but if not eventually, is using the political power that's behind it. That makes a lot of differences as far as pharmaceuticals and testing and FDA things and all that. And it takes money and it takes power. It takes push. So set up this clip that we're going to see, if you would, Christopher, and let everybody know what this was all about.
You're talking about me and Senator Wilk?
Yes.
Yes. So this, excuse me, you got me all choked up.
I didn't have that effect on people. I'm kidding.
I said I wasn't going to cry. Here I come.
Oh, hey, we cry here all the time.
So, money talks and BS walks. But what do you do when you don't have money? When you don't have millions of dollars and you don't have powerful friends, I am broke, and it ain't no joke. This disease takes so much time and money and effort. It's hard to make any money. So that the little money that you do make, you put it into the treatment, you put into the child, you put into the nutrition, the training, whatever you're doing, the stuff that's not covered if you do have insurance. So you go to government and say, hey, I hear that there's some programs available. Does your child, qualify? Does my son qualify? And that is such an arduous task just to get any type of answer from the government. There are these programs that are available, but you have to go through all these different hoops and different interviews, years of getting someone to look at your son or your daughter to even get approved for Medi-Cal or to get a wheelchair. It's ridiculous. And by the time has moved on, your child has gotten worse. So I decided to go to the government and ask somebody here in local Santa Clarita Senate office, Senator Scott Wilk, and I said, I need help. And he invited me in that day, and we sat down, and he says, I want to hear about what's going on. Now, the great thing about Santa Clarita is that we are a huge community of supporting everybody. There's a lot of charities here, and there's a lot of people that are helping each other. So I was blown away at the welcoming, if you will, from the senator. And he put together this plan. He says, what do you want? And I said, I want awareness. And from awareness creates dollars, and dollars can create cures. And so he was like, well, let's go to Sacramento. And I said, what do you mean? He says, we're going to get this on the books. We're going to get California Batten Disease Awareness Day for California.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. And true to his word,
He did it.
He did it.
Okay, everybody, sit back and take a look at how a ripple can be created.
Hi, I'm Senator Scott Wilk, and today I'm joined by Santa Clarita resident Chris Valona. Chris came up to Sacramento when the Senate passed our resolution declaring the first weekend in June Batten Disease Awareness Weekend. Chris brought this disease to my attention as his son Sebastian suffers from it. Batten's disease is a rare genetic disease that robs children of their childhood and parents of their child. Chris, thank you for joining me today, and just wanted to hear your thoughts on what all this means to you and your family.
Well, first of all, Senator, thank you for having me up here. It's been a great honor. I've enjoyed my time up here in the Capitol. It's my first time ever, and what an amazing trip it's been to come up here. So I'm grateful to share my story. And basically what Batten disease is a neurological disorder that destroys the body, and it is not detected fast enough, and there is not enough research being done, and there's not enough money to go around to help these children live, such as my son, Sebastian.
Well, I want to thank you for bringing this to my attention. I want to thank you for your passion, not only for your son, but everyone that's been afflicted with this disease. And this is just an example of how government's supposed to work. The people petition the government.
Yeah.
Your representatives are supposed to listen, and then collectively we do action together. And I'm proud to join this fight with you and your family. And I just pray that we are successful and we get a cure that helps Sebastian and every child like him.
I do appreciate you helping me throughout the whole process. Has been seamless and effortless, and you're an amazing person, just like they said you would be.
No,
so.
you are.
No.
You're an inspiration. No, you're an
No,
inspiration.
you are.
And
No, you are. Oh,
You
go
are,
on,
baby.
you
part of
are.
your course,
Stop.
and we're just going to continue fighting.
Yes, absolutely. And today's a great day for everyone in the Batten disease community, and I'm proud to represent everyone in the Batten disease family. This is just the first step, and we're going to be pushing forward to get that funding.
Amen.
Again, Chris Vallona, thanks for coming up. And this is Scott Wilk, and thanks for watching.
Wow. Pretty impressive there, Chris.
And he's such a good guy. This guy, he's such a good guy. He's such a good
So, as you all see, it really does take a village. I know that sounds cliche, but it takes not just people like Senator Wilk. It takes people like you, like me, like Chris, to make this thing happen, to keep the momentum going, to keep having the conversation. I've just posted in the comments the link to my Facebook page, where if you'll go on, just scroll down just a few posts, and I'll send it to the top of the feed at the conclusion of today's show, where you can go in and just throw a couple bucks into the hat to help further research for Project Sebastian and for Batten's disease at large. I really believe this, and I'm just going to say it one time, but I really believe, none of us will ever outrace time. That day will come. Don't you want to be up on the highest precipice, the highest hill, where whatever is greater than you, showing you just as far as the eye can see, orchards, gardens, vineyards, whatever you need to see it as, of fruit that you are responsible for having planted. Just $1, whatever it is, will give you that view, whether you believe it now or not. Don't wait until it's too late. Be a part of something greater than yourselves. Get on the page and donate. So, Chris,
I need a bell. God,
don't you love that?
I needed my bell.
Thank you.
Send me a bell. Send me a Bathrobe's moment bell.
Maybe I should have those.
Yeah.
Ooh, merch. Just kidding. Merch.
Yeah,
So,
right?
What's next? Well, first of all, how did it go? Was this June the first weekend for the weekend?
Yeah.
That's awareness
Right.
weekend.
So
How did it go? Did you have special things? How did you use that time?
Oh, I used that time like it was every bit of a chocolate sundae, man. I just savored every minute of it.
Morning, honey.
It was
I was saying good morning to my husband.
oh. Took a flight up to Sacramento.
Oh, you thought I was talking to you?
Well,
it's a little late in the date for me to be saying it like that, Chris. Okay, go on. I love where you're going right here.
So basically, we just went up there, and he was very gracious and very helpful. I've never met somebody that was that helpful outside of my family, and it takes a lot of effort to type and email people to help you, to get money, to understand, because people are just so busy. And here was this man who had no idea who I was, didn't know me, didn't really understand anything about Batten disease. And he just took me under his wing and he showed me how it was to work. And so every year going forward until the end of time,
yes,
California will have Batten Disease Awareness Weekend, the first weekend in June, regardless of the date. It's always the first weekend in June, which goes right in front of Batten Disease Awareness Month, which I'm coining right now because we have International Batten Disease Awareness Day for the UK and the world. So we're just all lumped in together. So it's like a whole month of awareness for all Batten disease families.
Okay. So let me ask, what was that weekend like? Did you march? Did you were you out giving out flyers? What did you do?
I see now what you're saying. So I try to hold an event to symbolize that awareness weekend. And it started out with a little pizza fundraiser over here in the Santa Cruz area, Vincenzo's Pizza, my favorite pizza. Thank you very much, Vincenzo's.
Wait, what'd you say the name was?
Vincenzo's Pizza.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right. And well, I had one of the other women in government, Christy Smith. She's become a friend, and she spoke on behalf of Rare Disease as well as Project Sebastian, and she
Nice.
gave us props that day. And then, every year I'm trying to build this into an event. So this year was supposed to be a 5K Baton Warrior run. So that got canceled because of the pandemic.
Sure.
So I'm in the beginning stages because we got this done in 2018. So I'm trying to build this up to an event where people go, oh, it's June. Yeah. Where's Project Sebastian? Where's that event? That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, I'll say this. As
Yeah.
long as you're trying to go with people who are, when you choose, when you're chosen and you choose in return, others are sent. I really believe in the law of attraction. I'll tell you this, you didn't know this, what I'm about to tell you. Before coming into this world, this industry, I had my own event planning firm for over 25 years. Yeah.
Oh.
So I am going to offer you, if there's anything I can ever do to be of assistance or my team, you just let us know. And we'll be right there, Johnny, on the spot. That's a fact. That's a promise.
Well, I'll just say yes. I just say yes to everyone. Yes. Yes. And you thought that Sebastian wasn't here? Is that what you said?
He wasn't.
No. He's right here.
You said he was sleeping. I thought you meant sleeping at his mom's.
No.
Where
he's
is he?
here. Get over here. You want to see him?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Look at this special guest star, Sebastian Valona. Come here, Bubba. All right.
Oh, Sebastian's actually here.
Yeah, here's Sebastian right here.
Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
So
he looks just like you.
Oh, well, thank you.
He does. Sebastian, how are you? Doing well?
He said good.
I heard good. It was really quick.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to finally meet you. We saw you on the screen earlier. We had a little video clip going with you. I just want to see one thing.
Yeah.
I want to see if it's really you. This is how we know you're the real Sebastian.
Oh,
can you do it?
He wants you to do the show me your guns.
Yeah, show me those guns. Uh-huh. Yeah. Nice. Well, I just want to tell you how proud we are of all the work you're doing and all the lives that you're affecting and changing. And we are there with you.
That's right.
Every step of the way. I got my warrior what are these called? Bracelets on. Thank you. Yes. And thank you for all of this.
Yes, you're welcome. I hope you wear it with pride.
I am. I do. Sebastian, thank you so much. What a great way for us to go out and to end the show with you on the screen.
Do you want to say something to all the fans in TV land?
Please.
What's up?
You say what's up?
Yeah.
You and all of the wonderful work you're doing. Christopher and also Sebastian, thank you, and thank you again, seriously, from the bottom of our souls, for bringing us into something that we didn't know about and helping us to understand it so that we can be a part of it and stand beside you as you change the world through awareness and that sort of thing. So I'm so proud to know you both. Some great people here. You guys out there, get over. The link is in the thread here. Won't you please go? I'm asking you, if you and 5 of your friends donate $5 each, we will hit our goal before the weekend is over. Can you help me do that? We're trying to raise $500. That's it.
I always tell people this, donate today to save a life tomorrow. And how can you do that? Instead of going to Starbucks, put that $5 in the coffee can for Project Sebastian. You won't miss it because you're just going to go back tomorrow. But for 1 month, try to tell somebody, instead of going to Starbucks, go to Project Sebastian.
See, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Want to do that? I'm telling you. I know. Me too. I don't have any problem with it. I mean, because I already know this secret, Chris, that, the manner in which we bless others is the same as the manner in which we will be blessed.
Right. And one more quick fact before we go, here's real simple math. If everybody in America donated $1 and everybody has $1, I don't care if you live on the streets or you're living in a mansion, you have $1.
That's right.
You would have enough money to fund all of these working clinical trials that could save lives and the lives of your children. Just putting it out there. That's all.
Sebastian loves his dad. And his dad loves, and the dad loves Sebastian. You too. Thank you so much for.
Yeah. Yeah, he calls me Chrissy. Yeah.
Thank you so much for all of the information today.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? But you, Loren, you're the greatest. Sebastian, thank you for that. Is this what I heard? I'm just saying.
That's not what he said. He said,
It's
Chrissy.
my universe. You're simply visiting.
All right, Loren, it's your show. I'll say yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you both. I love you, and I support you, and I will be there with you as far as you want me to go with you. Thank you all so much. I'll see you guys back here Monday for your next episode of Bathrobe Moments, where my guest will be Jeanette Ramos, and she will be talking about this, her new book, Where's Mom? Who knew? See you guys Monday. God bless you. Just remember one thing. If you want to know what you need to do first thing every day, find your way to the nearest mirror. When you look in there, understand you're looking at the very first blessing of the day. And why is that important? Because in order to be the blessing, you first need to see the blessing. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.